He's the man that will put a stop to the Time War, killing both Daleks and Time Lords alike. And it's not the Doctor. Hello and welcome back to a Madman Big Finish review, a video series where I review some of the latest Big Finish releases. For this video, I'm going to be reviewing The War Doctor Begins, He Who Fights with Monsters. As usual, I'm going to go as spoiler free as possible, and I'm actually going to go do something a bit different, because I have the same thought that I have with each one of these stories. There are three stories, The Mission, The Abyss, The Horror. I believe they are all written by Robert Valentine, hence why usually there's no The Mission by this writer, whatever. It's Robert Valentine writing the entirety of this box set. So instead of me going story by story, pretty much saying, I'm going to be saying the exact same thing because I really enjoyed this box set. I'll just talk about it as a whole, as a singular thing, and then just maybe touch upon aspects in each story that I enjoy. So for the entirety of He Who Fights with Monsters, as I said, I really enjoyed this. While it has been a while since I've listened to some of the previous box sets in the War Doctor Begins range, I would have to say, of just this range, The War Doctor Begins, because I have yet to listen to the first one, the War Doctor, with John Hurt reprising the role before he passed away. Of just The War Doctor Begins, I would have to say He Who Fights with Monsters is probably my second favorite after the first box set, Forged in Fire, I believe. Yeah, Forged in Fire. I thought this was a fantastic story. It was absolutely amazing. I loved everything about this, and it's more than more than the previous two box sets, because it's something that's touched upon in Forged in Fire is the building up of this Doctor No More, that he is the warrior, and I think it's also somewhat of a complaint a lot of people have, is that it's not justified that he's a doctor that doesn't call himself the Doctor, because he still is acting very Doctor-ish. He Who Fights with Fire kind of brings that up, that regardless of him not calling himself the Doctor anymore, he is still the Doctor at heart, but the Time War is slowly changing that. He's foregoing previous morals, etc., to kind of justify that he is now just a warrior. He's not the Doctor anymore, which I liked with this box set. I think this box set, more than the previous ones, is really setting up, really building up to the whole Doctor No More, that he is the warrior, and this is done well with the essentially the antagonist. I use that in quotation marks. The barber surgeon, a figure that is so feared by both the Time Lords and the Daleks that it is foreseen that he is the one that could possibly end the war by killing both of them. That sounds very familiar to a certain song we know of, but and that's also kind of that's touched upon in the last story, The Horror, when the Doctor and the barber surgeon meet, and the barber surgeon brings up the fact that he's still the Doctor in some capacity, and he's testing him to see, is he still the Doctor, or is he someone like him? Is he someone like the barber surgeon, a monster in this war? Which I really liked. I kind of love that idea being explored. But yeah, everything about this box set is amazing. There's a nice little parallels between essentially the two factions going up against the barber surgeon. You have the Time Lord sending the Doctor, who's pretty much almost close to being someone similar to the barber surgeon, to go find him, stop him, locate his weapons factory. And then you have the Daleks, you have the Time Strategist sending a hunter-killer after the barber surgeon, for essentially kind of the same reasons, to locate him, eliminate him, and to locate his weapons factory for their own uses. I really like the parallels between the two factions is they're quite different but very similar in some regards. It does remind me of Cass from Night of the Doctor saying that, who can tell the difference between, Time Lords and the Daleks? They're both monsters in this war. There's no good or evil anymore. So I really like that. So yeah, the Mission, the Abyss, the Horror, those three stories, they are absolutely fantastic. If I had a fault with this box set, is that I kind of wish we had a bit more on the Barber Surgeon, our central figure to the story, because he's what kickstarts the plot in the Mission. You hear a little bit of him, but he doesn't make a full appearance until the last story, the Horror. So I kind of wish we had a little bit more, but then again, the mystery of the Barber Surgeon is what kind of propels the character. Sometimes less is better. The less you know of a character, it's better. But it's a weird kind of paradox with me. I wish there was more, but I'm also kind of fine with there not being more with the character. I think not really more of the Barber Surgeon. I think more of a kind of he has more of a presence in the box set, instead of just his weapons that he sends, like his monsters that he sends against the Daleks and the Time Lords. He makes more of a presence in the war as well. But I think regardless, even though it's a minor issue I have, I still think the Barber Surgeon serves his purpose well for this box set. He's supposed to be essentially okay, Doctor, I'm what you would become if you keep fighting like this. If you keep foregoing being the Doctor, this is who you're going to become. And it's a nice little kind of the kind of touch upon is because we don't know a lot about the Barber Surgeon. Even the Doctor thinks, are you me? Are you me in the future? And the Barber Surgeon just like, no, but you could be like me. I might not be you from the future, but you could be like me because you are fighting in this time war now, which I liked. So overall, with He Who Fights with Monsters, I would have to give it a 9 out of 10. I think this was probably one of the best box sets of the year. Save the best for last, as they say in the last month. But yeah, I think every story is solid. Every character in here is amazing. They're fantastic. But yeah, there's not much really more I can say aside from that. This would definitely be a recommend if you've been if you haven't checked out the War Doctor Begins series. Like, why haven't you? Go check it out. But then this is definitely one of the box sets that are a must for this series. I definitely recommend people give He Who Fights with Monsters a listen. You won't be disappointed. It's a fantastic listen. It's a fantastic story. Absolutely amazing. Everyone, the entire team, did an amazing job. I didn't even mention, it kind of just flew past me, the cliffhanger in the second story, The Abyss. I love it. I love the cliffhanger in the second story. It's I absolutely ate it up. I loved it so much. Okay, but yeah, overall, He Who Fights with Monsters, 9 out of 10 ranking. A stellar box set, a stellar release. Definitely go check it out. A high recommend from me. And that is it for this review. Thank you everyone for watching. Check out my previous reviews. Check out the videos my co-hosts have done. Remember to tune into our live streams. And I will see you all in the next one. Ciao.